Excellence is not a chase to perfection. Uh, Kobe has this you know, real good quote. I'm gonna paraphrase it because I don't remember what exactly it is. But Kobe has this real good quote. But there is one flaw to it, and I'm gonna talk about that flaw and why it's why it could be taking it in a negative, well, not negative, but like kind of in the wrong way. So Kobe said something along the lines of every day I get up for practice, I'm chasing this thing called perfection. So he knows he'll never reach it, but he also knows that's the only thing that's gonna get him to be the best of the best. Now we all know Kobe, rest in peace. And he's one of the person that I really wanted to meet. So like to get from 12, 13, fourth grade, fifth grade. I don't know what age that is. Fourth grade, fifth grade. During summer basketball, he didn't score a single point. To being the best player, one of the best players in the NBA history, he's got to put in some work, right? He's got to put in some work. There's a lot of times where we got to put in some work. Where I'm, started from wherever I was. I was a shy kid, maybe like sixth, seventh grade, eighth grade. Um, I started, really talking to people, and I didn't know how to do anything, right? I remember like there was a girl that liked me, and basically it's like, hey, why don't you get together with her? I'm like, sure. I didn't know what that meant. I just know, I go out there and hang out with her sometimes and all that stuff. I didn't know what all this means, so I'm like confused, right? Like I had no social cues. Think back to it, that's so funny. I have no social cues at all at that point. And so one of the biggest things that I had to learn was understanding what it is that people are saying, not just on the surface level, but what they're really saying, right? In college, it got better. Still didn't understand much social cues. Still pretty much awkward. Um, Definitely, there's a level of fear when it comes to approaching girls at that time, talking to girls at the time. Truck that says assholes lives forever. Lord, I just pray for this guy. Pray for this guy. I don't know what he needs, but he needs something. I just pray that he sees you, man. Anyways, right? Okay, back to it. Yes, in college, I started getting better, started understanding social cues, started getting along with people and hanging out and all that stuff. Yeah, I can do that now, right? Uh, and then graduated, saying, really understanding why that fear was there, taking a deep dive into how God created me, right? Taking a deep dive into what were some of the traumas and events that happened in my life that stopped me from being who I am. Now that's where things started coming together. Um, if you put me in front of this camera 7, 6, 5 years ago, I'll probably stutter my way through. I'll probably get nervous, right? But now it's like I can do this now because there's reps in it. There's I got rid of a lot of traumatic stuff that was there that was stopping me from doing this. Um, and really, like at the end of the day, I do believe if we continue to strive for excellence in all the areas of our lives, everything is going to start coming together. One area does seep into another, whether it's good or bad, right? If you're overflowing, let's say let's take Alex Camrosi for example. When he first started, he's overflowing in the area called fitness or physical health, right? He's literally, that's all he would do. Fitness this, fitness that, fitness this, fitness that. He would be at work reading fitness stuff. Uh, all that good, all the goodies, everything like that, right? So guess what? Eventually, he started a company along fitness, right? So people are buying buying his stuff and buying the things that he's talking about selling and all that good stuff. So it seeped into his finance. Now he's a very rich man, um, and it's seeping into his relationships. Because once you once you are once you're overflowing in one area, the other area starts to come together, right? So right now, what I'm focusing on is my spiritual life. That means, you know, stop and pray, stop and obey God, read the Bible, right? Do all that stuff. Let that area overflow because at Mission Human Excellence, we know and we believe and we trust that once you have your faith all put together, like once your faith, spiritual health is overflowing, everything else is going to come through. Once your spiritual health is at the tip top of its level, you're going to be healthy because you know what to eat. God tells you what to eat. You're going to have good relationships because God tells you how to have good relationships. If you don't, if you don't know the Songs of Solomon, then you should probably read it and like use it on your wife, see how she feels, right? And then lastly, the financial part is gonna be in order. One of my favorite parables is it's Matthew's and Luke, and it's a parable of the minas, parable of the servants with um, servants and the king, right? So basically, the king entrusted one servant with 10 minas, and he turned it around to get 10 more minas from 10, and he's a good and faithful servant. The second servant got 5 minas. He turned around, got 5. He was a good and faithful servant. And they got blessed 5 cities, 10 cities, because of the small things that God entrusted. The king has entrusted the servant, right? But the third servant, it's all like, oh, I just hid it under the mattress. Your 2 is still 2. It's still here. I know that you like to, make sure that your money is all good and all that stuff. And he is the wicked one because, well, God gave you the gift. The king gave you 2 minas. You can go out there and do the things that you need to do and then build a business, build something that's going to have a greater return. But he decides to hide because his fears, because his insecurities, because the things that he didn't know was stopping him from doing the things, from being blessed, from being called a good and faithful servant. And guess what? At the end of the day, that servant was killed, right? So fears can kill you, literally, very, very much literally. Insecurities will kill you, very much literally, physically. So if you have your spiritual health at the tip top of the game, you're gonna know what to do on the physical health level, right? God has created the food for us. Jesus is the ultimate healer. You'll know how to heal you, how to get good at your health. And then you got your relationships. Read the Songs of Solomon, read Ephesians, right? There's a lot of relationship advice in there, and they're very physical. So to make sure you know, if you read your Bible, you want to know, right? And then financial side, it's like understanding that Bible has a lot of practical business tips and practical business secrets, right? There's the book called Business Success Secrets. I've listened to it a couple times already. Now that I think about it, I'll probably pull it up again because it's just so much good stuff in there, right? And it's a business success secrets from the Bible. It's not how to get rid of depression or how to get rid of anxiety. That's what's popular. That's what's popular in the churches right now. How how to avoid end times, how to get to heaven. That's all that's all church talk right now. But church don't talk about how to get good in business because, well, most of the churches, they're not successful businesses, right? So now, Mission Human Excellence, we're gonna build everything for you, everything together. Obviously, it's gonna be a lot of. It's obviously gonna be a journey, but I know this journey is gonna end up being the best that you can ever ask for. So, I have a group right now. It's completely free to everybody, and it will be for the rest of this eternity. It's gonna be free for everybody. Everyone can come and join this mission called Human Excellence. Uh, my goal is very simple: to bring you to the tip top of your game and continue the pursuit of what is called excellence in your life. God made you very differently than how He made me. God made you a very different purpose than what He gave me. God gave you a different assignment than what He gave me. But there's a proven path that every successful entrepreneur, every successful business person, every successful career man, woman, businesswoman, every single successful person has a formula. The formula is about the same. So in there, I'm gonna talk about the formula. We're gonna talk about formulas. We're gonna talk about systems. I'm gonna give you some strategies for sure. But before you even get to the strategies, and even before we get to the mindset, we gotta get to your spirit. So if you want your spirit right, that's the place to be. And thank you for listening for this podcast episode. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. Let me know how it impacted you. I just pray that every single person that is on here gets something out of it, so they can continue to live life in a greater way, in a more excellent way. And excellence is a pursuit. So don't ever think we're gonna ever get to the place of excellence. Like what Kobe said, right? We're never gonna get to the place of perfect. And perfect, in this sense, is knowing what excellence is, knowing what the best version of him is. So thank you for listening. Give me a like, comment, give me your feedbacks, and subscribe for more.